creatively while acting wisely. Love thrives on intellectual connection, and social interactions bring meaningful opportunities.
Welcome to Cards and Constellations with Bonnie Morris and Don Rumor Rivera from Sonoran Mystic Tarot. Here, we blend astrology and tarot to guide you through the twists and turns for the week ahead. Don't forget to hit subscribe and share. Let's dive into your cosmic journey together.
Okay, Aquarius, your social life. There's a lot of collaborative connections and meaningful engagement. Your social life is active and rewarding this week. Group activities, professional networking, or volunteer work can open doors to exciting opportunities. Be mindful not to overextend yourself. Choose interactions that align with your values and goals. Engage in discussions or events that inspire curiosity and shared vision. This is where you shine. All right, Don, what do you have?
Just had a big old jumper.
I have a big old jumper too.
I was gonna say we both have a big jumper, but in a different way. I got the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles in social settings. Let me take another card or two here. Ooh. Three of Swords. And then we have a King of Swords. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, Lord have mercy. And then we have the King of Pentacles. Oh, cheesy whiz. Cheesy whiz. Ah, jeez. Don't be so. There's going there's going to be a party. There's going to be a party, but it's not going to have oh, Lord have mercy. You are going, thank goodness this is not you. Okay, let me make this clear first of all. First and foremost, send me the message because I want to hear the drama once it's over because I'm going to tell you about it, but I need to hear the drama because I want to know how this plays out, all right? You are going to be at a party this week, and there is going to be a situation where someone is with someone at the party whom they may not be married to or be with until that married person walks in the door and it gets ugly. Because there is, again, a third-party conflict at that party, and I'm hoping it's not you. So if you are having a third-party situation right now, and we will probably find out that in the love side of this, do not take them out in public. Do not walk your little Mr. Mistress or whatever you want to call them out in the public right now. This is not the one to do it. Don't look at my face. Don't do it. Don't do it because you will get caught. You will get caught. And because here's the two that are vying for the attention of the one. And again, it's a third party situation. So this one is messing around with somebody. So this is, it's gonna be funny if you're at the party and you're not and you're not involved in this. It could be funny because it's going to get ugly and silly, and don't be surprised if somebody snatches wigs off the head and just throws all the just messy, ugly, messy, funny. But if you are the one who is in a situation like this, I ain't passing judgment, but I'm telling you, don't build your house on sand. Do not go out in public with this. Don't put that out there in the public because it will get ugly and you will be that one. And I'll be watching you. I'll be watching you. So tell us your story. Let us know. Share with us about the little drama that happens at the party you're at and about somebody getting caught for doing something they shouldn't have been doing.
I'm not going to say a thing. I'm just going to move on to money.
No, exactly. Well, but you can hit the subscribe button and show us some love that way. Okay, how about that? And we will appreciate that. Subscribe on Your Love Goddess, which is Miss Bonnie's, mine, Sonoran Mystic Tarot, or Cards and Constellations, and show us love. And we'll move on to finances and the actual love down the road. Bye. Go ahead.
There we go. Innovation and cautious experimentation. Financial opportunities may arise through creative projects, freelance work, or new technologies. However, avoid impulse spending or high-risk investments. Midweek is ideal for reviewing financial plans and brainstorming strategies for long-term growth. Track your spending. Prioritize investments that align with your long-term vision. A small innovation can pay off later. All right, Don, what do you have? I'm afraid to ask.
I know. I know that last one went very differently than I thought. I was like, holy crap. Hmm. First card out when it comes to finances, Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, delay gratification, folks. Delay gratification. So, if you're looking to, if you're looking at spending on something, please take the time and make sure you're doing it. Also, the Queen is, because it is swords, she is saying that where your head is right now may not be where it will be, because again, swords has changing. It's change of thoughts, change of logic. It's all about thinking and logic and those things. It takes the subjectivity out of decisions and brings in the objectivity. So again, if you're looking at doing some investing or some spending or anything, let's talk about it. Let's do the due diligence, but give it a little time and then come back to it and say, if you are drawn to it as much afterwards and doing all those things, then it makes sense. But again, the queen is that patient energy. She's not going to jump head. She's not going to jump head first. I mean, feet first. She's going to use her head. Okay. We have a justice card here. Again, if you, if you don't do your due diligence, you're going to be really wishing you had. So again, let's not be wasteful with our money. Let's not be wasteful with our spending, wasteful with our investments. Make sure we're doing due diligence, doing all those things. Yeah, again, there's a choice, two ways to do it. If you do it the right way, you may benefit. If you do it the wrong way, you're screwed. Okay, Seven of Wands. There are some things to learn. There are many competing interests in this, by the way. Additionally, when I see the Seven of Wands, it's also a question of who benefits most from this. Find that out. If you're looking at if you're looking at buying a stock or looking at whatever, who's benefiting now? What's going on? If you were to look at some of the AI stocks right now and you realize that AMD is being owned by Intel and Intel is being owned by some of these other companies, they're all buying incestuously. And you're like, who's benefiting? Again, do your due diligence. Don't just take words for people and take them as gold. Do the work. And when you do the work, you'll make the right choice. You will make a choice and you will move forward. The question is, again, do you make the due diligence work to you and your advantage, or do you ignore it and it pays you off in a worse way? So I believe that there's some money to be made here, Miss Bonnie. I think there's an investment here to be put out.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
that there are some right choices, but I think that it does require the folks to make sure that they are protecting themselves and not just making rash decisions.
right. Avoid those impulse spending
Yeah.
and the high risk investments.
Yep.
You
Yep.
got to do the due diligence.
Yep. Yep.
All right, let's move on to love, I think, maybe. For the moon this week, we start off with the last quarter in Cancer on the 13th. Now, that's when we celebrate all of our success and the end of a project, and then we turn away and we look for the next new moon. Now, to find out what we're celebrating, we got to go all the way back. And we go back to the new moon, which occurred in Cancer on July 17th of 2023. Then the first quarter was on April 15th of 2024. And that's when you did all of the work. And then the full moon began this January 13th of 2025. And that's when you made any changes. So now let's go into the void of course. On the 14th, the void of course begins at 5:04 a.m. Mountain Standard Time until 10:47 a.m. when it goes into Leo. On the 16th, it begins at 5:05 a.m. and goes until 6:06 p.m. and then it enters into Virgo. On the 18th, it begins at 9:10 p.m. until the 19th at 4:02 a.m. when it goes into Libra. All right, let's move on to love, I think, maybe. We'll see where it goes. Intellectual connection and emotional openness. This week, Aquarians may feel drawn to partners who stimulate their mind. Conversations and shared projects strengthen romantic bonds. Singles could meet someone through social or professional networks who sparks curiosity and excitement. Avoid rushing into emotional commitments midweek. Clarity comes from observation and communication. Show genuine interest in your partner's thoughts and feelings. Mutual understanding is the strongest foundation. All right, Dawn, I'm kind of afraid to ask you, but go ahead.
First card out, Three of Cups. That's not a bad card to have.
That's
for a
good.
love reading. Yes, and then there's a Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords has to throw a little bit of life and reality in there, of course. And then we have the World card, which is good. And then ultimately the last card to be drawn for this is a Page of Pentacles. So this is actually a breather. You're right. This is after the first one. That's but no, this is good. This is you're actually in a good relation. You're in a good space right now, a good headspace with your relationship. You know, you have been through some things with them, but you know what? Again, it's paid off because again, it's open. It's the relationship you're in has opened up your world. It has opened up you to things that you would never have done and seen before. And I'm not talking just the world in general. I'm talking about the world in which you see through other people's eyes, a world in which you appreciate and can use empathy. I know that's just a terrible word these days, but you can empathize with them because you're walking in their shoes. You know, you understand what they're having to process, which is wonderful. And it's interesting here, the Page of Pentacles comes in. So the Page of Pentacles is telling me there's something new coming in. Some news is coming in that is going to be even more inspirational. It's interesting here too, Miss Bonnie. Someone, and this is just a bit of a psychic hit, someone is celebrating this week because that Nine of Pentacles was an illness, and they had a long-term illness, and they were just coming over. And this is a few people they come through a long-term illness, and they're getting the news this week that thank goodness they are in remission or they're cured or whatever else. Again, it's been a long, hard fight for them, and their partner has stayed with them and has been strong for them. And that meant the world. It changed their prognosis because they may not have been able to fight the fight to get cured if they had to fight that. And that's what this is. This is that new news. That's the new news that says, hey, you got good news. So someone who's been fighting something a while is going to get good news this week, and it's going to remind them that it's their family, and not just their partner, but their family was there for them and helped them through this, and that increased that bond between them. I love that part of the energy that I'm getting here. Wow, that I didn't expect. I didn't expect that. That's
right. Conversations, it says, and shared projects strengthen romantic bonds. Yeah, could stretch it a little. Yeah. But I'm glad you got the psychic kit because that's important.
Yeah, congratulations on the healing, by the way. Share with us. Let us know what you went through, because you know what, as you have gone through this and embraced the hard lessons and so forth, you can help share this with other people, and in your story, they may be able to find strength when they're not in their strongest. So we would appreciate if you would share with us. We would love to know, what it was you had to deal with and how you came through it. Again, through your lesson, through your life experiences, you can be that teacher to give us good lessons. We appreciate that. Whew, that was interesting, Miss Bonnie. Oh, Lord, I'm loving it.